Okay, here you go. This might help. A little structure, maybe.
Who? Who?
Yes, it's the introduction. So you say who we are, and what this is.
Who are we?
Yes, we'll say who you are, and then I'll say who I. Like a podcast, right? An introduction. So, this is the information the audience needs to know.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought these were the questions I'm supposed to ask you.
No, these are the concepts we're going to elucidate.
What's left to add? Is that a D?
What's left to do? Yeah, with a D. Do. What's left to do? Like on the project.
That D looks like an A.
I'm terribly sorry.
Okay.
Would you like me to correct it? Do.
Do.
Wait. I'm going to do this with a, hold on a second. Fat Sharpie. For emphasis.
Wouldn't that bleed through the page?
It will.
Okay.
You're going to. There you go.
You could be wondering what to do for like the next 7 pages of this.
And then what's next is what specifically is next, in the project, right?
What next will you be doing?
Yes.
Okay. And what is this that we are watching?
Yes, this footage, yeah.
Okay.
Do.
Hello, this is Massey Air. I am your host, Hugh Massey, here with my crew partner, Richard Massey.
Howdy.
We are currently in Fort Worth, Texas.
That's true, yes.
At our house, we are viewing some some video that my father here has taken. Tell us, what is this?
This is footage from a trip I took to Chicago. Went to go conduct an interview and just decided to shoot a lot of GoPro footage. And then now I'm realizing that I have nothing to do with this footage because it contextually fits in with the project, none whatsoever. So I cannot use this footage at all, so it was your idea to talk about it. So I went to Chicago to interview Coach Larry Nowotny, and he invited me to his home, and we spoke for about 2 hours, and they took me to lunch, and afterwards I took another Uber back into the city. I think this next stadium is a very popular sports stadium in Chicago for one of the popular sports teams. That's the museum on Miracle Mile. I waited in the CVS for my phone to charge, and of course right next to the bean is this lovely shot of Chicago and all the tourists coming through this wonderful park right by the lake. Yes, you particularly like the shot of the bean, don't you?
Yeah.
Why?
I like the reflections and, of course, the cityscapes in the background.
I like these elevated trains.
I'm a big fan of public transportation, so I'm fine with that.
You're tolerating it even though it's not modernistic yet. Okay.
It's good enough.
Of course, the project is the documentary I'm making about the 1986 LaMarque football team. And so this footage, this project, you and I talking about this is a kind of a way to announce that we're still working on the project, and we're dedicating more time to moving forward with it. And I particularly encouraged your participation in this mode of the production because it's thematically appropriate.
Hmm?
You know what I mean by that?
Generational.
Yeah. It was specifically about
Me?
About fathers and sons, yes.
Oh.
And so
Just like I'm your son.
Yes.
And you're my father.
Yes. Hugh's father and son. Oh, so yes, here's the punchline. My Uber driver couldn't get 10 blocks to the other side of Chicago to pick me up, downtown Chicago, and then didn't know how to get to the airport. I missed my flight and had to spend the night at the airport. So I did what anybody else would do, and I strapped a GoPro to a luggage trolley and went exploring. O'Hare Airport is a huge, huge airport. So yeah, they had maintenance people walking around, and so they didn't mind me chasing them down the hall. And so I couldn't sleep, obviously. There was no place to sleep. Those benches are designed not to allow you to lie down. And so you just, for the next 8 to 10 hours, slowly go crazy, trying to occupy yourself. You want to be able to cut this against some moody music, right?
Yeah, some nice jazz.
Want me to experiment with some?
Okay, sure.
Think that works?
Yeah.
Just a little jazz riff. Just finding the chords and making some up of our own.
Yeah.
So, yes, of course, this is a GoPro, just shooting straight 1080 video on an egg timer. So that's why it's rotating. And so I believe this takes like a whole hour to get around. So whenever you see a 180 degree turn like that, that took 30 minutes to shoot. So I'm speeding up those 15 and 20, 30-minute shots to 5 seconds or so. It's like 10,000% faster. And of course, these machines that they ride to mop the floors. So I just spent the night, draining my batteries and filling my memory cards, and then recharging my phone every couple of hours.
What did you do to pass the time, like, other than shooting video?
This was it. I would set up a shot, and then I'd take a stroll, look around. All the stores closed around midnight, so I think there was one newsstand that was open. I'd get a snack but yeah, it's just hypnotic watching this little dance. At some point, they did set out some cots at some central location, and a lot of people were trying to lay down to sleep, and God bless them, but I couldn't go to sleep. And then, right as soon as I could, the lady monitoring the place started packing up the cots. Like, it was 2 hours before they were going to kick us out, and she started packing up all the empty cots, and so essentially her banging around woke us all up.
Yeah, it is fun to just look at.
I think I will just use some of the stock music I already bought, no matter how dramatic it is, and I'll put it up against this. It might be funny.
Just huge orchestral music.
Yeah.
Like fight music.
It was a gladiator music or something, yeah. I like how this contrasts against, all this frantic and hypnotic movement, and then you got to go to something so mundane as, where is it? Yeah, these flags in real time, slowly drifting in the HVAC breeze. So it's fun to contrast these shots that are sped up against the shots that are real time.
Interesting.
And so yeah, that's a shot of me reflected in the mirror in the window.
Yeah, you're not doing much. You're just standing there.
Oh, and watching this plane that's not mine leave. Well, it might have been my plane, I don't know. And of course, yeah, watching these couple of planes get maintained overnight. That was the other thing to watch. So they're being restocked or slowly loaded with luggage. And so yeah, once again, cut to something fast, and then cut to something in real time, and so it shows a jarring disparity, between.
And how slow this stuff needs to go. And then...
Oh yeah, and of course I told you how this is a complete ripoff of Koyaanisqatsi and Koyaanisqatsi. Okay, and all of a sudden, the sun rises, and the airport comes to life, and suddenly there's a plane available. And it's time to go. Oh yeah, I like this too. Yeah, this also is in real time, but it feels at a terrific breakneck pace. It's probably only 55 miles an hour.
I like that one of the plane backing up out of the driveway.
Yeah, both those shots look really good. Yeah, where I got that. Do you have any other questions?
What's next?
Well, I just built this great new computer, and I'm finally able to open the entire project on this, this new computer. That cost what, $100? Yeah, we got it free, and then I bought a few spare parts, and now it's able to open up the entire project, and I'm able to move forward on it again. And so I imagine once a week I'll probably tackle this much footage. This was probably about 5 to 10 hours of footage, and I brought it down to 8 minutes, and so that's my goal from now on. Once a week to get through major segments like that. Either an interview or an event. And if I tackle like one a week, then within like 8 to 10 weeks, I'll have the majority of this project managed, right?
Yeah.
I have thousands of photos to edit. Foundations to start, websites to build, social media platforms to populate. So there's a lot to do. But now that I have a message, now that I hope to have a methodology to keep myself accountable and people to assist, the project's going to move forward now. One more minute. So what do you want to close with?
Thank you for listening to Massey Air. I have been your host, Hugh Massey, and with my co-host, Richard Massey, my own very father. He's a very father. Yes.
Good job.